Hi, Ademola here. Have you ever been wanting to write a song, but you have not been able to do that? And have you ever wondered how your favorite song was written? All right, today I will begin a series on demystifying the songwriting process from the very basics. Okay, so there's a lot to learn. I enjoin you to stick around. Okay, today I'll be starting with song structure. All right, let's get started. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, I'll be handling song structure today. At the end of this class, you should have a basic understanding of the three basic elements, fundamental elements of music. You should have a basic understanding of the key elements that makes up a song structure. And of course, I'll be willing to show you a snippet into one or two different structures that people have used successfully in writing their songs. And however, let me start by saying that in songwriting, there's only one rule, and the rule is there are no rules. Just keep writing, but follow principles that worked, principles that others have used that has worked. That is not a rule. You are just trying to play safe and be creative with what others have done. Okay? So, but before kicking into what song structure actually is, we need to understand some basic elements of music, which are number one, melody, harmony, and rhythm. Now, melody is a sequence of notes that is musically satisfying. It's also a rhythmically organized sequence of single tones that are really related to one another to make up an idea. Of course, melody is also the tune of a song or the tune of the music. If you hear a song, for instance, the line that you probably will sing or hum is the melody of that song. So every song has a melody. The second basic element is harmony. Harmony is a term that describes the playing or singing of two or more different notes at the same time to form a chord. Mark the word, two or more different notes. And then this one played at the same time to form a chord. In music, harmony is a use of simultaneous pitches. Again, the word simultaneous, played together to form a chord. Okay, when you understand harmonies, it makes it easy for you to gain a greater appreciation for all types of music. Lastly, the third basic element of music is rhythm. Rhythm generally means a movement marked by the regulated succession of strong and weak elements or beats. I also referred or described rhythm as the placement of sounds in time or timed sound. Okay, so those are the basic elements of music. Now, that is not to say that we only have three. There are other elements that makes up music. For example, we have tempo. Tempo talks about speed, the speed of a song. We have pitch. Pitch also describes how high or how low a tone is. We have timbre. Timbre describes the color of the sound. Now we also have dynamics. Dynamics describes the loudness or softness, okay, of the sound. But for the purpose of this lesson, I just want to stick to these three. Every music has these three basic elements. Every song has a melody, that's an harmony, and then rhythm. Okay, so what is song structure? Song structure is referred to the arrangement of a song. And this is determined by either the songwriter or anyone else involved in the process of creating that song. And this is a very important part of the songwriting process. Now, there are about 8 of them linked together to form a song pattern. But in this lesson, I will describe only 6. Now, each section has its own unique structure. And when those sections are arranged together properly, they form an overall pattern for your music or your song. Now, song structure is also the difference between a great song and one that no one remembers. All right. Number 1 in the list is intro. Now, according to research, about 35% of listeners will skip song within the first 30 seconds, and nearly half of listeners skip a song before it's over. That is why your intro has to grab the listener's attention. Wow, nobody wants their songs to be skipped. Every songwriter or artist wants an audience that will listen to their song from the beginning to the end. Now, this is the intro is the introduction to a song, okay? And it's one of the most important parts. When you think of your intro as an opportunity to make a first impression, then you will help yourself to spend quality time developing a good intro. And of course, this intro will make your audience stay glued to your song. The other part is chorus. Wow. Now, chorus is what the listeners are waiting for. And this should be the best part of your song. The chorus includes the most catchy melody in your song. Now, somebody said, chorus is king. Say, chorus is king. Because if you don't get the full attention of your listeners by your chorus, then you don't get them at all. It will be difficult for you to get them to listen or to stay to listen to your song till the end. All right, so spend time on your chorus. The other block is refrain. Refrain is a line or lines that are repeated in songs. Of course, refrain is closely related to your chorus, okay? The other part is verse. The verse has the second most important melody of your song. This melody hardly changes throughout the song, okay? The verse gives the listeners an idea of what the song is about. The verse supports the main idea, and the main idea of the song is your chorus. Now, this lesson is not to delve into nitty-gritties of all this part, but to introduce you. In my next video, I will dig in, properly what makes up a verse, what makes up a chorus, and what makes up an intro, and the likes. Okay, but let's continue now. The other block is the bridge. Now, in most songs, bridge appears only once. The bridge helps to break up the repetitiveness of a song, and of course adds a little bit of surprises. Okay, it is better if your listeners get a tiny bit of surprise in your bridge. Of course, the surprise can be a change of key, can be a change in chord structure, it can be a modulation, it can be a break or silence kind of, or a musical interlude. Okay, but like I said, we'll delve into details in my next video. The other part is your hook. Wow, a song hook is a section of your song structure that, number 1, stands out to grab your listeners' attention, and number 2, it is repeated multiple times to help the listener remember it. Most songs any song that has great hooks has a way of staying in the memory of your listeners for a long time. People may not remember your verse, but when you have a very catchy hook, they tend to remember it. Okay, so basically those are what makes up a song structure. Okay, song building block or song structure or song form. I'm sure you want to ask a question. How do we now, implement this idea. Now, this lesson is not to show you how to implement it. The lesson today is to introduce you to them. And of course, in my next video, we will go into details of what makes a hook, what makes a verse, how to come about a melody, and the likes. Okay, so please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now by hitting the notification bell so that you can get notified each time I send videos. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Like it, share it if you can. See you.